How many of y'all knew that about 40% of people after they retire have a feeling of purposelessness? They lost their sense of purpose. I didn't know. This is news to me. Welcome. I'm Doug. This is Dying to Retire. This is a safe space for non-woke people, so please comment below. Let's get into this. It's the loss of purpose. I did some research, and there's actually a term, or I think this term covers it. It's called sudden retirement syndrome. Sudden retirement syndrome is essentially depression, loss of purposeness. The transition is getting to you in there, and not that type of transition. Okay? It's the old, did I retire too soon? Will I have enough money? Is this who I am? Will I have enough things to do in my retirement? All these things that come into it. Remember, guys, back in the 80s, knowing was half the battle. What's interesting in this whole thing, excuse me, is for women, they have a higher percentage of sense of, when you do the 40%, more of them are women who feel the loss of purpose. Men, when they retire, on the sudden retirement syndrome spectrum, have a more feeling of depression. And I'm going to talk about the men because my plumbing's that way, so I can't talk about women. I can, and I will in other times, but not today. For men, for the longest amount of time, our work was our identity. And it's hard for us to relax. It's hard for us to make that transition. It was more than just a paycheck, even though as we got closer to retirement, for many people, work became just a paycheck because you started seeing the stupidity at work, the stupidness of the modern day workplace. That's happening on there. But I digress. But going back there, we have that sense of loss of purposeness. Again, did I retire too soon? Do I have anything to do? At this point, if I was a great storyteller, this is where I throw in, hey, this is where Billy Bob or Bubba powered through this sudden retirement syndrome, and they were able to enjoy their life, and this is what they did. But I'm not that guy, because I'm going through this right now. I'm 3 months out. By the time this is published, I will be retired, but I'm 3 months out. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. It looks damn good. I'm looking forward to it. But on occasion, I do get the heebie-jeebies that I know now is that sudden retirement syndrome popping into my head. Just like when you're working and you start seeing stuff and some people start questioning your work, you get that imposter syndrome, but we power through. So my question to y'all is, how do y'all handle this sudden retirement syndrome? Be you a retiree or be you one who's getting ready to retire? How are you handling it? The reason why I'm saying it, I'd love to know because I'm not above stealing some good ideas. Because if it helps me, I'm taking it and I'm going to incorporate it into my plan. Now, this is my plan to handle it. I have the podcast, which I really enjoy. I'm Irish, Scottish. We talk a lot. I am my father's son, so that happens here. The other part is I also have this wonderful honey-do list. I got to fix up the house. It's never ending. There's a lot of things I need to do in the house that have been overlooked because I've been working so much. You need days off to handle things. The other part also, my wife and I plan to move down to Guatemala after she retires, and she's a couple of years behind me. However, ahead of time, I'm going to be going down there setting things up. And it's kind of good because I get to pick the freaking furniture this time. How often does that happen? Shit, I don't know. Mark your calendars because this is the first time I've heard of that one. But it's going to happen. So that takes a lot of planning because there's residency, there's all this other stuff, bank accounts, health insurance, all these wonderful things being an expat that I have to power through and do. Like I said about this podcast, I'm going to be editing this to take out the stupid shit, and therefore that's going to take some time. But these are the things I'm planning to do. What are you guys planning to do? How are you guys going to handle this? I'm mainly going after the men, not the women, because, again, I'm a dude. I'm not going to get facials, get my hair done, go see the girls, join the book club. No, it's not my type of deal. All right. Again, this is Dying to Retire. Love to hear more. Talk to you later.